I'm a doctor.
What's the matter?
I got a call upstairs. Someone's sick.
You got the wrong address.
The 20th floor.
There's nobody here.
You want me to get the police? Don't be a stupid fool. Open up the door. I'm a doctor. There's a sick man upstairs.
Tried to call you on the phone. He couldn't get you. He reached me.
There's nobody here. Yeah, you see for yourself. This book don't show nobody in the building. At night, everybody in the building is in this book.
Will you take me upstairs, please?
Even today, we don't understand very much about the factors which determine personality. Why one man is patient and gentle, and another is short of temper, irritable, impatient, intolerant of the slightest frustration, unable to bear tension. Some say that impatience is a survival characteristic. Impatient people try to change the world to better meet their needs. But society creates great difficulties for those with short tempers. Polite social usage demands that we restrain ourselves when dealing with others, regardless of provocation. This leads to internal conflict, which leads to the buildup of emotional pressure.
Anybody who wants to get in has got to ring the bell. Now, once they're in, they've got to sign the register. You stay out of sight. Don't make it easy for them.
What did you do?
The bell rings, you take your time.
But you are going to just knock him
Operating
out.
like you have been downstairs, sleeping.
What did you do?
Come on.
You see what he did there?
Go ahead. I will take care of this.
Come on.
You go!
Come on.
Do a murder, everything changes. They come after you 20 years later, 50 years later. I don't believe in killing. I think to kill you have to be an idiot. I think only a fool would kill when you're after money. I don't care what you do with your neck, but don't put my neck in a rope. You watch yourself what you do with my neck.
One, two, three, four, five, 6, 7, 8.
It is the continued and unrelieved buildup of emotional pressure which is so dangerous, for it frequently gives rise to violence.
This is just insane. Absolutely unnecessary. I could strangle you.
It's enough! Now let's go up. 24th floor.
Shut up!
Let's go up. Twelve. 13. 14. 15. 16. 17. 18. 19. 20. 21. 22. 23. This is 24.
That light cord. What happened?
Fool. What? You stupid! We're in the wrong place!
Teach you to put my life in danger. I'm going to teach you.
To lose one's temper can hardly be regarded as a sign of maturity. It is, in fact, a regression to sheer primitive behavior. On the other hand, as the world is presently constituted, some of the relationships we meet with in the course of our daily lives are quite primitive.
25, please.
Oh, you want to see Miss Chain from Mr. Ashland.
Detective Adam Flint?
Frank R. Carroll.
Of course. This is the office that was robbed. You can go right in. Mr. Ashland's in a meeting. I'll tell him you're here.
Thank you.
Is everything all right?
Miss Jane, it's an adventure.
Thank you. Mr. Ashland.
Carl, if you total up the combined salaries in this room, I think you'd find out that you're paying $1,000 an hour for this particular conference. And I don't think the placement of a 4-cent piece of metal with the company name on it is worth 2.5 hours of a $1,000 an hour discussion.
Why?
Because I don't think it makes any difference where it goes, that's why.
And why did you say we ought to put it on the hood?
Because I was quite obviously being invited to say something.
What you're saying, Phil, is the discussion is a waste of time.
What do you want me to fight you for, Carl? Did you ever let me win an argument?
Phil, if you fought a little harder because you really wanted to win more than you wanted to complain about how often I beat you, you might come out ahead of me once in a while.
Carl, you've got my resignation.
Yeah, Philip, I don't think I'll accept that you might consider it a victory. What do you want, Lee?
The police are here.
Gentlemen, Sparrow Farm Products spent $6.5 million this year in an advertising campaign we designed for them. Now, that campaign did not say that tractors are great. It said that Sparrow tractors are great. The farmer buys a tractor and gets up in the seat. He doesn't know whether that tractor is going to be good or bad, but he does know that Sparrow tractors are good. He knows it because we sold them. We told him. So let's reassure him, huh? Let's make it very clear to him that he is sitting on a Sparrow tractor.
Wild, huh? What'd you do, have an office party here last night?
No, we didn't have an office
No.
party.
We didn't.
Mr. Ashland, Detective Frank Arcaro, Detective Adam Flint.
Hi.
I do.
Hello? Hello. Mr. Ashland, were you the first person in this room this morning?
No, Miss Chang gets in about 15 minutes before I do.
Uh-huh. So she told you about it then?
She was at the door with a coat on when I came in this morning. Let's see, she said, I don't want to say anything until you see something. Would you go into your office? Right?
Thank you very much, Miss Chain. We may ask you some more questions.
Lee. No calls. I don't want to see anyone.
Of course.
Now, let's see, I left the office last night about 11:15. That's when the cleaning people come in.
At that time, there was no trouble. I checked out downstairs. You'll be able to get the exact time. I checked with the cleaning people this morning. They're bonded. They said that when they left, everything was all right. They were in this office, all our offices, until about 2 o'clock this morning.
Mm-hmm. Between 2 and 9 a.m., Frank. Mr. Ashland, what was taken?
About $100 in the safe, cash. A cigarette lighter. That wasn't mine. A client left it on the desk yesterday afternoon. The ashtrays.
Ashtrays?
He had about a half a dozen ashtrays on the desk. They're not here.
Were they expensive?
No, just metal ashtrays, the kind with the name of the firm on it.
Somebody took them?
I guess so.
Mr. Ashland, what was your first reaction when you came into this room this morning?
Rage. Got mad. I have a very short temper. I got mad. My first reaction was a personal one. I'd heard somebody had attacked me. And then when I understood it was a robbery, it was more understandable, more reasonable. Why not?
Well, Mr. Ashland, when somebody is stealing something, they're under pressure of time. The less time it takes them, the less time they're in danger. So it doesn't make very much sense that they would waste their time tearing up this office. Is there anyone here that's having emotional trouble? A nervous breakdown?
No.
When you just described your reaction as being one of rage, maybe you were describing not so much what you felt in yourself, but what you saw in this room. You have a reputation for keeping large sums of money on hand.
$100, $200, that's all.
Jane, when you came in this morning, was the door locked in its usual way?
Yes, it was.
No sign of anyone breaking in or anything? Oh, is there another entrance here, a service entrance or a delivery entrance?
Down here. This is our storeroom. You can go through here to the service elevator.
Sidney Ketka.
Dead. Very dead.
Got a phone in here?
Yeah. Okay, thanks. Well, I just got the medical report on the late Mr. Sid Kitka. It's full of a lot of interesting facts, such as he bites his nails, and he was stabbed to death with an instrument similar to a knife. Maybe it was a knife.
Thanks.
Yeah, well, Mike, what we have so far is the night man, the man that cleans up and runs a night elevator. A fellow by the name of Helgava. He's missing. No criminal record. Here's the night registry book. The last building tenant checked out at 12:15. Now, these names over here are the night cleaning crew. See, 2 o'clock. That's the last entry. Mike, the night man, he's supposed to make his rounds every half hour and punch a clock. 11 till 2 o'clock, everything was fine, but after that, nothing. And he wasn't in the building this morning to turn over his keys to the day people. So they called his house, but there was no answer. Frank and I went over there, but he hadn't come home yet this morning.
Any sign of the night man being hurt?
No.
Well, then we have to suppose that the night man is connected with the killing, either by himself or together with person or persons unknown.
It all falls together, Adam. If Helgava and Kitka were working together, it makes sense. Now, downstairs in the lobby, Helgava lets Kitka in. He takes him into Ashland's office. Kitka opens the safe. What he finds in there doesn't make him very happy, so he beefs. Helgava and Kitka fight, and that's why Ashland's office got wrecked. Helgava kills Kitka, and he gets scared and it takes off, and that's it, except to pick up Helgava.
Why not?
Because I don't believe Ashland's office was wrecked in a fight, Mike. Oh, Frank, a fight doesn't pull out filing cabinet drawers and throw papers all over the floor. A fight doesn't completely clean off the top of a desk. And a fight doesn't steal cheap metal ashtrays.
What ashtrays?
Oh, some metal ashtrays with the company's name on it. You know, somebody took them.
Well, have you got another theory, Adam? Well, just don't keep on saying no. Just tell us why you're saying no.
Mike, look, I can't believe that a man who has access to a building, who knows where everything is, a man who has made a deal with a safecracker to share the loot of a particular safe, I can't believe that he, Helgava, would think that this was the best safe in the building to rob. I'd like to know what Kitka was doing in Ashland's office. In Ashland's office, and not some other office in the building.
That's pretty thin, Adam. Pretty thin.
This is Parker. I want on all points sent out on a man named Helgava. Frank Akar will give you the full information.
Now, hold on till I get my book.
May I?
Come in.
Mr. Ashland, how many of those metal ashtrays were taken?
Half a dozen, maybe 8.
Well, who do you think would want to take them?
Dunno.
You work pretty late.
So do you.
Is that storeroom open now? Thank you. I was just thinking, maybe Kitka and whoever he was with had a fight in your office. Kitka got away. The other guy chased him in here and caught him and killed him. But if Kitka was running for his life, why would he be carrying this heavy bag of tools? Maybe it's the other way around. Maybe the other guy was running and Kitka was chasing him. Still, if you were chasing somebody, you wouldn't be carrying this heavy bag of tools.
You had dinner?
No, I haven't.
Neither have I. Well, there's a good restaurant around the corner, Dandy's Hideaway. Come on. Come on.
How are you, Mr. Ashland?
Oh, hello, Danny.
Everything fine?
Just fine.
Nice to see you.
It's been a long time since I've just taken a couple of hours for myself.
Why is that?
You know, when you're working, you're working. How much money does the police department pay you a week?
$128.
Not enough.
It's all right.
You married?
Engaged.
About 8 years ago, I worked for $85 a week. I wrote copy for a direct mail house. The firm I worked for was about 100 years old. The man behind the desk in the president's office was the fourth direct descendant of the original founder. On my 30th birthday, I walked into his office and I said, I'm going into business for myself. He looked at me. I said, I'd like to use your company as the core of my organization. He said, my company? I said, yeah, I want to make you a full partner. He just sort of smiled very politely at me and said, I hope that I have the strength of character to refuse your magnificent offer. So I turned in my resignation. If he had said yes, it'd be worth $8.5 million to him today. Ever thought of leaving the police department for a better job?
What do you mean?
Advertising?
I don't know anything about advertising.
You don't have to know anything. I know enough for both of us. Why don't you come to work for me?
All right, when do I start?
Tomorrow morning. Won't even consider it?
You must be kidding, aren't you?
I watched you work. You're a good detective. I think you're worth more than $128 a week. I like the way your mind works. I like the way you use it. Not even tempted, huh?
Mr. Ashland, I'm a detective, not an advertising man.
What is that, an unchangeable law of nature? Like an apple drops out of the tree, it has to fall to the ground? Sure, the apple always has to fall to the ground, but you don't always have to be a detective. Aren't you even interested in what I had in mind to pay you?
All right, what did you have in mind to pay me?
You make $128 a week. That's $6,656 a year, right?
Yeah.
I thought I'd start you at $12,500 for the first year. Raise it to $15,000 the next year, $20,000 the following year. After that, no limit except to your abilities and ambitions. Have you ever considered what the difference between $128 a week and $20,000 a year would mean to a wife and children? When you go for this girl you're engaged to, and you say it's time to get married, are you going to be able to tell her that for all the rest of her life there are going to be things that she cannot have? Things that she should have, things that she would have had, except that you made a decision against them without taking 10 full seconds to think it over?
There are other things besides money.
Yes, dignity, self-respect, freedom. What a man gives back to the society that lets him be free. Now, what do you do as a policeman? You protect the weak, you catch the criminals. You enforce and defend the law, without which there'd be chaos. That's your contribution to society. I just don't happen to think it's enough. I think that a man with great gifts that only uses part of those gifts is a cheat. Mr. Flint, in my opinion, your work asks for and demands only a fraction of your capacity. I think you're hiding. I think you know it. I think the world of the police department is too small to contain you. What I'm asking you to do, Mr. Flint, is to come on out and play with the big boys. Well, at least I got you thinking about it.
Yeah. Hello? Joe, this is Adam. Were you guys trying to reach me?
Yeah, I just called you.
Yeah, I just got in.
Well, Mike wants you down at the Park Lexington building.
Did he say why?
No, he just said keep trying till I get you.
Well, you got me. Thanks.
In your mind, Adam, that we're dealing with acts of insanity here?
Who turned in the alarm on this? The night elevator man?
No. Ashland, the advertising agency guy. He was working late. He heard the axe going through the door, and he thought he'd come out and take a look. Well, he got a little fight, got bumped on the head, and rocked a little.
Is he all right?
Yeah, he's okay. He's back there in his office working.
You know, I was just with him before I went home. I came back here to have another look around. He was still working. He and I went out and had a bite to eat, and we talked.
Well, he came right up here after he left you. I asked him to give me a description of the guy, and he did. I told him the night elevator man. He said it sounds like Helgava, our missing friend.
What do you think he's looking for?
Don't ask me what a demented person is looking for. He brought Kitka someplace where there was supposed to be money, and there wasn't. Maybe he's looking for someplace where there is money. Doesn't that explain your metal ashtrays? Well, now that he can't hide out in the building, I have an idea he may try to go home. I sent Frank down there to stake out the house.
Well, I'll go over and keep Frank company. Oh, do you mind if I have a talk with Ashland first?
Go ahead. Now, there'll be a man in here for this axe to take fingerprints. After he goes, report back to your regular patrol.
How's your head?
Poorly. You know, this city of ours never seems to get dark. Always seems to be someone, somewhere in the building with a light on. I'm sorry I gave you a rough time this evening.
You sure sent me home thinking.
I'm going to die. I've got leukemia. So in a couple of months, 6 months maybe, I'm going to die.
I'm sorry.
The problem is, I have this company. I have no wife, no children. So what's going to happen to my company? The people that work for me, what's going to happen to their jobs? I found a particular way to sell products with honesty and decency. What's going to happen to that? I don't want some opportunist, some cheap, half-baked practitioner of this industry scrambling for my accounts when I'm gone. Promising them anything. I want this agency to endure. It has my name on it. I don't want to disappear, nameless and faceless and childless. I don't want to fall into the grave and lie there unremembered. Some people die in bitterness, jealous of the living. I wish the living well. We all fall together in death soon enough. I don't begrudge the living the time they have left. It wasn't taken from me. I have people that work for me that are intelligent. I have people that work for me that are experienced, some are both. But that's not what holds a company together. What holds a company together is a particular type of person who has a mind that's willing to deal in facts and face them, however unpleasant or inconvenient they may be. To hold a company together, you have to have toughness and will and passion and intelligence and hard-headedness and energy and charm. And a sense of being right that makes people willing to listen to you and to agree to what you want. I don't know if you're all these things. I only know that I've been looking for some time. I haven't found anyone else. It's true, I made up my mind about you in a short time, but I don't have a long time. It's true you don't know this business, but I can teach you that. What I didn't want to tell you earlier, because I didn't want to panic you, I didn't want to overwhelm you with the ideas that I want to give you this business. I want it to be yours after I die. I want to make you a full partner. I would appreciate the courtesy of your giving me a reply as soon as you can. In case I have to look somewhere else.
Okay, Adam. Oh, thanks. It's all clear around here, Adam. Boy, that's good.
I had dinner with Ashland tonight. He offered me a job.
No kidding, what kind of job?
Pretty good one. With his advertising firm.
I didn't know you knew anything about advertising.
I don't. But he said they could teach me.
They pay a lot of money, those advertising agencies. I bet it would feel funny not being a policeman. You know, I don't think Mike would hold you back either. If he saw a chance you could better yourself.
No, I don't think he would either.
Okay, boys, come on down. Well, you can pack it in. We found Mr. Helgava. You know, I got to thinking about that open service door. I was figuring this guy's supposed to be hiding in the building. So I got everybody to look. Well, we found Mr. Helgava in a closet where they keep paint and very dead. He was killed at the same time that Mr. Kitka was killed. Very likely by the same night and very likely by the same person.
No, I don't think so, Adam. No, the angle of the knife is wrong, and I don't think that you'd kill anybody in front of these glass doors. It's too open.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, relock the doors.
All right? Go.
Wait a minute. Wouldn't they use the back elevators at night?
No, in our building, nobody uses the back elevators at night.
That's the right angle.
All right. Now what's our problem?
Oh, if we go up and somebody comes, there could be some trouble.
Yeah. Okay. Why don't we hide this body and leave someone here? And if somebody else comes, he can say he's a night man.
Yeah, it would give us protection. In the meanwhile, we could use the back elevators. Nobody uses them, we'd be safe.
May we?
Let's go.
Take her up to 25.
Nope.
What do you mean now?
You don't have a 13. And most office buildings in New York don't have a 13. Now, some have a 12A. We jump right from 12 to 14.
Stop the elevator, will you? That's right. So that if I count up to 12, I'm on the 12th floor. If I count to 13...
You're on the 14th floor.
If I count up to 24, every floor...
You'll get out on the 25th floor.
So our friend goes looking for 24 and winds up on 25.
What's on the 24th floor, directly beneath the Ashland Agency?
Well, that's Gold Findings down there.
Yeah, that's a firm that takes gold in all forms and melts it down. Gold, silver, platinum.
We found Kitka, that's one. Whoever killed Kitka is two. And if they had somebody else out in front of the building, that's three. Frank, there's at least three on this job.
So now we have to check up on Kitka and check up on all his associations, particularly the last couple of weeks.
You know, I was just thinking. You know, in Europe they use 13, floor 13. They don't skip the way we do here.
So who was Kitka hanging around with recently that's not from the United States?
Let's go find out about that.
Down, James.
Some kind of riot, a fight, a killing or something over on West 68th Street. We got a garbled phone call. Come on, follow us.
I can't do anything. I am sleeping. Leave that man alone! Please leave me alone, Coriska! I'll break your arms and legs and kill you! Leave that man alone, you dirty dog! Leave him alone! You know what he did to me? You know how he swindled me? He lied to me. He cheated me. Cheated me. He lied to me. Coriska, please let me alone. I didn't bother you. I was sleeping. Why did you make a fool of me? Why did you think to make a fool of me? It wasn't there! It wasn't there! It wasn't there! Drop that gun.
We probably never will find out why they were taken. The man that took them is dead.
Death ends everything.
Mr. Ashland, the reason I really came here was to tell you I cannot accept your offer. Oh, there are reasons.
Name a couple.
About 2 hours ago, I helped kill a man. I was there with a gun in my hand. One of his bullets just missed me, and I was still scared. And I asked myself, what am I? And I answered, I'm a policeman. A policeman is a man who sees brutality, can't allow himself to become brutal. A man who sees corruption, but he mustn't become corrupt. He sees people failing every day as human beings, and yet he can't allow himself to become cynical. Sure, there are policemen that are failures as human beings and failures in the job, but that's because it's a very difficult job. A very challenging job. Anyway, I asked myself whether it wasn't too costly for me to remain a policeman. And then I thought, it always has been costly for me to be on the force. I could have gotten a job a long time ago that paid me more money, gave me more respect, even before you made the offer. Maybe not as much money or as much power as you offered me, but that's just a matter of degree. And then I realized that there really wasn't any question. You see, I had made that decision for myself a long time ago.
Thank you. I appreciate your giving me a quick answer. I can use the time. On the battlefront, every minute is important. Lee, get me the Helton and Dirk contracts, will you? Get Mr. Browdy on the phone. Tell Phil and his boys I want to see him in here with that artwork in 15 minutes. Fine.
There are 8 million stories in the naked city. This has been one of them.
This has been a Screen Gems film presentation. Herbert B. Leonard, executive producer.